This is strange. That single thought has graced my mind a countless number of times since my life here began. It feels like an easy way to discard a troubling question, as if simply labeling something with those three words will make it go. If those three words will make it go away, or at least not worth thinking about any further. I'm sorry. I was just wondering what this image is showing. It's obviously a teacup with his face, his reflection. My life before my heart attack feels more blurry every time I try to remember it, and my mind struggles to keep up with all the events suddenly happening around me since. I heard somewhere that this is what it feels like to be left stranded in a country with only the most basic understanding of the local language. Indeed, when I think about it, that seems a marvelously apt analogy for what's happened to me. But such situations are also supposed to make you very capable in that language very fast, as you're forced to learn it in order to survive. Put another way, the situation becomes sink or swim. I wonder if I've really managed to swim after all of this time. The exams are stressing me out a lot, even though they're finally coming to an end. But I have reminded in Mutaro's favor, and I have some sort of direction for my future now. But I keep using that stupid meaningless phrase. This is strange. It really is amazing how fast one comes to accept being surrounded by people with sometimes incredible jarring disabilities and conditions. So much so that I really wonder why I feel so much like a foreigner. It certainly isn't for lack of socializations or friends. I've come to know most of my classmates on first name terms and know a few others around the school. Whether they're missing an arm or a leg, the students here are just like anyone else of their age. I can navigate the halls that I once lost myself in with an ease I'd not expected to ever have, thanks to the school's logical layout, and can engage my teachers in comfortable discussions. It wasn't plural, sorry. I swirl around gently the tea in my cup, the reflected image of my face becoming distorted by the moving liquid. This is strange. I used to hate drinking tea. Maybe I'm thinking too much. The familiar sound of china rattling from a teacup touching an accompanying saucer rings out. Is something the matter? Don't worry, it's nothing. Oh, they're in their room now. I take a long sip of the tea in front of me as the girls do. Or probably, actually, it's Lily's room, right? Yeah. Because they each have their own separate bedroom. Just willing away the time in Lily's room, sipping tea with her and Hanako, it feels familiar, almost nostalgic. So how's your work in the newspaper club going, Hanako? I want to know too. It sounds like it would be quite interesting. Also, I realized when I accidentally called her Hatsune, I now know where I got the name from, Hatsune Miku. I don't know why that image or her like didn't come to mind. I knew it started with an H, and I was like, what was it? Hatsune? And I was like, oh, it's Hatsune. No, and then I was like, no, it's Hanako. So yeah, okay, that explains where the Hatsune came from. I was like wondering, where did that come from, Hatsune? You know. But now I know. After going through this, I want to know too. It sounds like it would be quite interesting. Hanako's face turns down at the attention placed upon her, though her smile believes the fact that she genuinely likes being the center of interest for the two of us. It's good, I think. I'm getting better at it. Naomi and the couple of her friends handle most of the jobs, getting stories and stuff. I just do the computer things like putting the stories together and getting it printed. It's nice since I can sit and concentrate. I see Lily's low-tech nature isn't shared by Hanako. While sitting in a room compiling other people's newspaper articles into documents doesn't strike me as overly outgoing. It is heartening to see her widening her circle of friends. Baby steps, I guess. It's probably a bit much to be expecting her to become a socialite like Lily. How are you finding Naomi? I've heard she can be quite troublesome at times. And Lily's going into her mothering mode over Hanako. Letting go of her is something she's had to learn. Hanako scratches her cheek, thinking on her answer. Naomi's nice. She's a bit loud sometimes and a bit tiring, but she's really helpful. Her friends are nice too. That's wonderful to hear, Hanako. I'm glad you found a source of such enjoyment. Lily's smile is warm and genuine, but I can sense a touch of wistfulness to it as well. Hanako seems to miss that entirely, but I don't think for a second that I'm imagining. I suppose it's because I've slowly come to pay more and more attention to everything going on around me. With things seemingly happening faster and faster, it feels like I'll miss something if I'm not as observant as possible. With the exams, my newfound love life, trying to fit in some studying regarding my options for college and university, and my heart condition applying the brakes on everything at irritatingly random times, my brain's been in overdrive recently. It makes me appreciate the rare quiet times such as these. I guess this is why Lily came to appreciate her weekly walks to the convenience store and her tea parties with Hanako, despite her like of being surrounded by others. They gave her a moment of peace in a chaotic and busy life. Thank God the exams are over, eh? The comment draws an earnest chuckle from both of the girls. It seems like everybody's been a lot happier since the exams ended last week. So what are you doing for the summer holidays, Hanako? I quickly count the days in my head. Today's Monday and school finishes on Saturday. Oh. 5 days to go after all. I was thinking of traveling just around a bit. Like around Japan or around the world. Or not around the world, but like to some country, you know? There's a lot of places I want to see, and I think I have enough money to pay for the bus and train rides. Naomi and one of the other girls in the newspaper club said they might come along too. Oh, okay, so just around Japan. Her look indicates she's given the matter quite a lot of thought. I'm kind of surprised that she's contemplating something like this. It seems she's really become intent on striking out on her own. Is there anywhere in particular you're thinking of going? I was thinking that Kyoto sounds nice. I think I'll try to go to a few places though. Lily nods in approval, happy with Hanako's plans. While I cast my eyes to Lily, I refrain from asking her the same question. She's been evasive with her plans for the future for a long time now, but I never seem to get a good time to broach the subject along with her. Was it along or alone? I apologize. Every time it comes up in conversation, it feels like she's either unsure of herself or simply dodging the question. It's troubling. Be sure to call sometime while you're out and about. I gave you my number before, right? Hanako gives a quick nod, a happy smile on her face. It's strange to see how happy people seem to become when they have a goal to work towards. Yuko seems to brighten whenever her university aspirations are brought up, and now Hanako is just the same. So why do I still feel this uncertainty, and why Lily too? Relationships really can be irritatingly troublesome sometimes. Oh, what time is it? Oh. It takes me a second to remember that Lily's clock doesn't have any visual feedback. It really should know, given how many times I've been in her room. Nevertheless, I take my watch from my bag and quickly check it. The reason for her asking it becoming clear. It's about 20 past 10, nearly curfew. So that's basically. Oh wait, fuck! I'm sorry. I'm just. Oh, okay. It's 8 o'clock basically. I'm not used to military time. I'm more used to the standard AM PM sort of thing. So, whenever it's obviously like starts like past 12 and you go like further down, I have to like count the numbers to get the idea. But yeah, it's 8 o'clock, so it's almost like 8 o'clock in 10 minutes, so it's almost 9. Hanako rises to her feet, dusting herself off and neatening her gown after doing so. I'd better be going then. Good night, Lily, Hisayo. Sleep well, Hanako. They're obviously gonna sleep he's obviously gonna sleep in her room, Lily's room. And I wonder if they're gonna do anything else. Let's see. See ya tomorrow. With that, she walks to the door and quietly makes her exit. Oh, I wonder, are they gonna do it here? Silence. This seems to be happening more and more between Lily and me recently. After a few seconds, I finally find something to talk about. Oh yeah, I talked to Matao on Friday and finally checked out some guides on college and how to apply for it. That's good news. If you're going to be applying for colleges, I assume you have some idea in mind of what you might do in the future. I think I've settled on becoming a science teacher. Oh, okay, that's nice. It's going to take a while to get through university and everything to be qualified, but I think it'll be worth it. I kind of thought so, considering considering that he talked to Matao and stuff, and like about teaching and everything, so I thought, yeah, probably a teacher. So, okay, not really being a scientist, but then again, it's actually, I'll be honest, it's actually less stressful being a science teacher. Like, I'm talking about education-wise, because for me, myself, if I want to be a scientist, I have to be very rigorous when it comes to the curriculum and stuff, you know? I'm pretty sure same thing for this, but a lot different, and especially it deals mostly with dealing with people and stuff. I'm not good with dealing with people, that's why I want to be a scientist, because I would be dealing with things and some people and stuff, mainly with my colleagues. Because I'm probably better with interacting with adults than I am with teens or kids, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. It's going to take a while to get, yeah, I think it'll be worth it. There we go. Lily's face brightens considerably at the news. I suppose with her wish to become a teacher, she's delighted I'd take the same kind of path. Yeah, I thought so. So you've decided on a career of teaching. I think that path suits you most excellently, Hisayo. I smile and nod. This time, even if I know she can't see me doing so, I know she feels it. I imagine Matao would have taken to the news well. That's one word for it. Hey, Lily. Yes? I know you want to be a teacher, but... For a second, I wonder whether I should really ask her the question on my mind, but that's quickly brushed aside by the fact that this is rather late to have second thoughts. Surely you don't still think I'd be offended by something regarding my blindness. Her accusing tone is betrayed by her grinning face, amused at my awkwardness in raising the topic. Some things never change. Good point, I guess. I was just thinking whether or not being blind would be a hindrance, what with your ambitions to become a teacher and all. She looks mildly surprised before giving the question some thought. I refuse to think she's never actually pondered this issue before. I wonder, Hisayo, could you close your eyes for a moment? Oh, it's okay. There we go. Raising an eyebrow, I do as she requests. I have no idea what she has in mind, and my questions only increase as I peek out from one eye. Taking the black ribbon she usually wears in her hair from the cabinet beside her bed, she advances towards me while running it through her fingers to remove any stray hairs remaining on the piece of cloth. I suddenly click onto her intentions as I feel the black strip making contact with my face, wrapping around my head and over my eyes. Oh, of course! She knows I can't be trusted. What exactly is this for? It's a little test, Hisayo. Since you seem to be wondering, I'll let you see things as I do for a time. Oh, she's gonna let me see what she's seeing, if you catching on to what I'm saying. Or catching on what this is trying to say, you know? Huh, so that's what this is about. To be honest, this actually sounds kind of fun, childish and rather silly to anyone who would be watching, but a bit of silly fun never hurt anyone. I stand up with a heave, my hands quickly moving out in front of me to warn me of any obstacles. Okay, now what? Now touch me. Oh, okay. If you say so, now then. I mean, of course they had sex, so that shouldn't be a problem. I slowly make my way forwards towards the sound of Lily's voice. She's like saying to touch her while she's walking away from me. My walking speed could barely even be called a shuffle. The entire experience feeling alien enough that I don't want to risk inadvertently tripping over anything, such as her table or her haphazard piles of books. Something soft yet solid brushes against my left leg. Further inspection reveals it to be Lily's bed. I move onwards, finding myself thankfully that Lily's room is so neat and tidy. Even the piles of books she has are generally kept close to the wall, well out of harm's way. The hard wall pressing against my outstretched hands makes me furrow my brow in frustration. Hey Lily, where are you? What are you doing over there? I'm over here. Lily's voice comes from the other side of the room, far from where it was before, even into my untrained ears. If she's going out of her way to avoid me reaching her, then is this just a game to her? Of course it is. Compared to a life where even the concept of sight is an abstract one, a few minutes in a blindfold are nothing. I guess she's made her point. She's more than capable of navigating her room, and further, I've seen how independent she is even when compared to many of the others in Yamaku. Well, even if this is just a game, I may as well play it wholeheartedly. With a pace much quicker than before, I move towards the source of her voice, deftly sidestepping the table in the center of her room thanks to remembering its position. I've got you now. She gives an impish giggle, one just long enough to work out that she's passing just beside me. Oh shit! I quickly turn around to face a new direction. Oh, the table wasn't there before. Ow, ow, ow. Oh god. I slowly sit up next to the table, raising my blindfold as I rub my aching head. Oh, he hit his head? I thought he hit his leg. I give an irritated kick to the table that's sitting just in front of where I fell. Utterly pointless, but the thing deserved it. Hisayo. Lily's still standing just to my side, obviously unsure of what befallen me. Sorry, I kind of fell over. Are you hurt? My heart hurts, but I think I'm okay. I think the table moved in order to trip me over. She giggles as she walks over and takes a seat beside me, her hand resting on my own. I suppose that's the end of that then. I think so. But I also think I get the point, though I do wish it hadn't involved such a headache. Lily suddenly looks blank. Point? And I return an extraordinarily flat look. That was just for fun. I just thought it might ease you up a little about the subject. You seem to tiptoe around it after all. In regard to teaching, sight isn't that important. There are plenty of classes taught by entirely blind teachers, and more than enough resources for me to learn the subject. It's as simple as that, really. I slump my shoulders and give a snort of amusement. Yeah, I understand. I guess we'll both just have to work hard to reach our goals then. What is it?